Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We, the government team, is here to prove that advertising logos which aim students has actually done harms more than benefits to children, and therefore we are here to pursue the motion today. To support our opinion today, we have two strong arguments. First, I will talk about the real purpose of advertising, and secondly, I will talk about how our Deputy Prime Minister will talk about how advertisements are actually harming students right now. Before we proceed with our debate, I'd like to define some words in the motion today. First, in the motion today, the word children means kindergarten students who are on the age of who are actually relatively easily affected by advertisements, who are under 10 years. Secondly, I will define the meaning of advertisement. Advertisement is any source of media that provide information of product and any kind of material that can aim to attract children's attention in order to provide information or sell the products. Lastly, I'd like to define restraint as banning. Moving on to my first argument, I'd like to talk about what is the real purpose of advertisement. What is the real purpose of advertisement? It is to give information to consumers, because they cannot know everything about products, since they cannot search for every product and compare every of them advertisements, and because they cannot compare every information of every product, the advertisement exists. The purpose is to make people better and be more comfortable, and when it comes to collecting information for buying products they want. However, these days, the purpose is going against this. The purpose of companies is to sell a lot of products, and through selling a lot of products, the final purpose is to earn a lot of money. However, because of this, the advertisement is going against the original purpose of providing information. Advertising became one of the methods of earning a lot of money. That's why the advertisements are being exaggerated. However, this is not providing information, it is lying. And because companies right now are just putting every very tiny logo at the very bottom of the advertisement, and because we think this has not been enough to give information to the consumers that the product can be actually different from what was shown in the advertisement, we are pursuing today's motion. Because there is no way of restricting, even though we warn the companies, because there is still problems right now. We think that since children are not fully grown and don't know what is really right, since they don't know if buying one product is right or wrong, we think that they are the ones who we have to actually protect. And this will further explained by our Deputy Prime Minister. Once again, the real purpose of advertising, we have to remember the real purpose of advertising is not to sell a lot of products, and final purpose is not to earn a lot of money. The advertisement should be the one way of giving information to consumers and let them better to understand what is the product. Therefore, we strongly believe that we should take this motion to the House today. Thank you.
The speaker spoke for 4 minutes and 5 seconds. Thank you, Prime Minister. Now let's invite the Leader of Opposition. Here.
May I begin? Ladies and gentlemen, today we're debating on the motion. This House would restrict advertising targeting children, and we, the opposition side, strongly disagrees with this motion, because this policy lets the companies to lose their benefits, as well as it violates the company's rights Therefore, we believe that this motion should not be implemented. Thus, we should find better alternatives than just restricting the company's advertisement. We have the better alternatives than this policy. We should pursue for better. That's because we should pursue for better alternatives. And today, the opposition side believes that rather banning those advertisements, we should filter misleading products by the companies, ladies and gentlemen. If the government side really want to change the problem and at the advertisement, our alternative model is much better because it can make better consequences, ladies and gentlemen. Also, we want, and our team will elaborate and prove that during our speech. Also, we want you to clarify because the government, the side has defined children as kindergarten children who has much curiosity. It is this advertising is appropriate for children because it can fulfill their curiosity. We have basically three arguments to support our opinion. The first is about government policies that government policies goes against companies' rights. The next is about a necessity of government's policy, and that will be explained by me. The final argument is about the effects of this motion, and it will be elaborated by the wonderful deputy leader of the opposition. But before I go on to our team's other argumentation, let me rebut on the government side's argument. The first argument was about the real purpose of advertisement. As the government Prime Minister has said, the real purpose of advertising is to give information to consumers. However, these days they make children to be misleaded. However, we believe that because, as I mentioned, kindergarten students are curious and this advertisement provides information to them. Therefore, it fulfills children's curiosity, ladies and gentlemen. Thus, it feels the purpose of the advertisement. Also, one of the purpose of advertising is to earn money. But if this motion is implemented, it is strange because companies cannot have any benefits, and that is not the true purpose of advertisement, ladies and gentlemen. And our side's first argument is about rights of corporation. Ladies and gentlemen, all corporations have rights to advertise fully without regulations. Because of that, those corporations must not be limited to pursue their benefits. For example, if snack companies advertise their products, they can do it because they have given rights from the country, the nation to advise for their benefits, and they can advertise. They must not be restricted their rights just because of those children. That is unnecessary as well as ineffective because it can make companies lose their benefits. And as I mentioned before, it is against the true purpose of the advertisement. If we implement this motion, that violates companies' rights to pursue for their benefits. Therefore, we, the opposition side, strongly believe that this policy of government is not appropriate. Rather, we believe that we must filter those misleading products. That is more effective because companies can make other products than the misleading products, and it keeps companies' rights. The next argument is that restricting those advertising is unnecessary. In the status quo, the government side is claiming that their policy because children can be misled by the advertisement given by the companies. However, the curiosity of children is natural in that age, as I clarified before, and we should not negate this. We should not try to human's nature. We must not restrict those features of human. And even if curiosity is nature, and if the government side really wants to pursue better ways for children, our alternative model is more effective than the government. our alternative model, which is filtering those misleading products, is more better and effective because it can fulfill children's curiosity by letting children to buy certain products that is out of order. Children to buy certain products and that they want, and because it doesn't worsen the company and society's economic situation, and that will be elaborated by our wonderful deputy leader of the opposition at a later speech. Thus, we believe that our model is better. Ladies and gentlemen, as I want to clarify you again, curiosity is a nature of the human. It is not a thing we should try to suppress, and we should not also try to conceal. Therefore, then just restricting those advertisements, we should pursue for better alternatives we have given. Also, because our alternative model can keep companies' rights as well as because government's policies are necessary. We want you to propose. Thank you for listening, ladies and gentlemen.
Speakers spoke for 6 minutes and 19 seconds. Thank you, Leader of Opposition. Now let's invite the Deputy Prime Minister.
May I start? Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. and Madam Speakers, we believe that we should ban this type of advertising to children because we believe that this leads to bad thoughts and other bads to these children. And I would like to explain this in our last argument. But before I like to start with the argument, I would like to rebut on what they have said. We believe that there is a very bad. There's holes in the model, and they stated that this advertisement gives these children curiosity, and also we believe that it can give them curiosity. But if this curiosity is fulfilled, we believe that because of this curiosity, it would lead to these children buying these products and making them be forced to buy this because of their curiosity and because they're young and do not know nothing. We believe that these children do not know about the consumer market and do not know about what this product is, what the quality, and we believe that these children cannot actually choose what is better and what is wrong. And we believe that this market, these companies are actually exaggerating the information, and we believe that these companies do not give better education and do not give education to these children because they are giving bad information to these children. We believe that this is going to be a big problem to children because these children are expecting much more better things in these quality of products. And if these companies are going to advertise, we believe that these companies should not advertise to these children because they do not have a better decision than other adults. We believe that if these people advertise to children, that they are using the power, and they're using the power because they're using. We believe that these companies use other logos such as Boro because these children like these logos, and they're using this just to grab these people's attention. And we believe that because of this, children are forced to buy this because they like the product and because they do not like the product, but they only like the logo on the product. And we believe that it is very wrong for the companies to use this. And for these reasons, we believe that the government, we believe that our stance is much more better fulfilled because we believe that this can lead to a much more bad thoughts in these children. I will explain about this. We believe that children cannot decide on their own, and because they do not know, they cannot decide as well as adults. Adults know what is better and what they know the differences between the quality of products, and because of this, these people can choose much more better things. And because these children cannot decide as well, we believe that children cannot choose as wisely, and if this companies are going to advertise, it would be a much more wrong thing to do because they're using the disadvantages of these children just because these children cannot decide as well. And we believe that it is also wrong because of these children cannot understand the values of money. These children can only look towards the advertisement and what the product is selling, and because the logo is a logo such as Polo, we believe that children are going to be much more attractive, and because they're not going to buy this product, and because they're thinking that their parents are going to buy this for them, we believe that this gives a bad effect to these children because they're using the disadvantages and the companies are using the weaknesses in children because of these logos, and we believe that children are not going to be making good choices in this product, and this is why we believe that we should ban advertisement to children. No, thank you. Also, we believe that if these children are going to be seeing this on TV, it would lead, and they're going to be asking for this product that is featured on TV. They're going to lead to a lot of because if these companies are going to advertise to children, it's very sure that other children will buy the same product. And if these people on the street are going to be walking around the streets and see these children playing with these toys that are shown on TV, these children will likely be going to mimic these other children and see that, oh, I saw that on TV, so I want to buy this. This is very wrong for the company to use this, and we believe that these children cannot make as much as better decisions, and also if these products are displayed on other stores, they're going to see, oh, I saw that on TV, and they're going to see this, oh, it looks very cool in real life. So if these children are going to see this product, they're going to be much more attracted to this product because they want this, because the companies are using this logo on advertisements, and these children are not going to be looking for the product itself. They're not going to look for the quality, they're just going to look for the logo, and we believe that this is very wrong, and this is why we should ban advertisement to children itself. And I'd like to end my speech then.
Let's go for 6 minutes. All right, thank you.
Under the motion, this law would restrict advertising targeting children. We, the opposition team, strongly disagree with this motion. To solve the problem that government suggests in the status quo, we believe this motion is ineffective, and we believe to filter the product that attracts children too much is more better than this motion to solve the problem. And today I'm going to rebut to government and say our last argument, which is about negative effect. And to begin with, their first rebuttal to our LO was they said there will be curiosity by the advertising. However, we didn't say that there will be creation of curiosity by advertising. In that age, in kindergarten, children have very much curiosity in that age, and we are saying that it is natural to be attracted by that product. And I'll rebut to their first argument. Their first argument was real purpose of advertising. They said the real purpose is to give information to consumers, and in the status quo there are too many exaggerations of that product, and it became a problem. However, we believe that it is natural for corporations to exaggerate the advertisement. They already consider that corporations want to make more money. Then corporations will make exaggeration of their products to make good profit. No. And it is their own right to do something with its advertising in order to make more profits. So you cannot say that you cannot evaluate the advertising that it has more objective information or not. And their second argument was advertising is harming children, and they said there are very little harm for children, and we think it is not harming children. Yes, pretend that they bought products that have logo, and then what is the problem? Since there are kindergarten children, and it is natural to buy the logo, the products that the products that have their favorite logo, and in kindergarten children, it's natural to play with toys. So I think it is not a big problem that government suggests.
What would you like now?
No. Now I'll talk about our last argument, which is about negative effects when this motion is allowed. We divide these negative effects will be in two aspects. First, let's see in the view of corporations. When government restricts the advertising, the corporation's own advertising industry will be decreased soon. Then the corporations can't appeal their product to public, and public won't be interested in the products, and corporations will not get the proper profits that they want. Then what happens to the company? Company will be ruined, and these situations, when these situations last for a long time, they will be soon bankrupted, which means they cannot contribute to their society. Second, let's see in the society's view. Since companies bankrupted and made more debt to society, society cannot afford this phenomenon. And this motion is leading to society to devastation. There will be less people who earn money, and there will be increase of people who have bad economic status. Then what is the consequence that poses what will be the consequence of this society? Society will lose their economic status like their citizens too, and eventually they cannot afford their citizens too. As you know, when society begins to ruin, the nation will get huge damage too. Do you want your nation to be ruined by this motion? No, you might not. For this reason, we strongly disagree with this motion. This House will restrict advertising targeting children, and if government really want to solve this problem that they suggest, we are recommending to filter the product that attracts children too much. We recommend them to filter the product that attracts children too much. Thank you.
The speaker spoke for 5 minutes and 37 seconds. Alright, now let's invite the government whip to the podium.
Good afternoon, Mr. and Madam Speaker. Well, before moving on to questions, I would like to rebut what the Deputy Leader of Opposition stated. Yes, the children's, it's natural for the children under the age of 10 and those kindergarten children like choosing the products with their favorite logos, and purchasing those toys with those tiny logos that attracts the children's attention. But however, we believe this should not be pursued, because because children lacking decisions. What companies would pursue in this society, which has no restriction of those products which contains those logos that can attract the children's attention. The companies would rather consider those designs and including and containing those tiny logos or those effective designs in attracting the children's attention, not quality. But what companies should actually pursue is the quality of products and how they can benefit the consumer and themselves. And the restriction, and we believe that restriction of these logos and these restriction of the advertising containing and getting attraction of children we believe that the restriction can also lead to the improvement and that actually can benefit the consumer and company for both of them, and this will be further explained in my classes too. And they also rebutted about that. It is natural for them to buy toys, but however, the toys are not the only products that contains those tiny logos. Well, these days there are also like the bottle of cans or foods or those kind of jellies or vitamins. They like seriously, there are like those kind of logos are everywhere, and they're even on the spoons or they're even on the chopsticks, and which attracts the children's attention. Well, we believe that this should not be pursued for children, and there's no need of these tiny logos on the chopsticks or spoons or other those kind of food or products. And also the restriction of these advertising which is aiming for the children, it doesn't mean that the companies will bankrupt in just one day and they won't get any benefits. I'll move on to my questions now. Well, I found 3 questions in this debate: the necessity of restriction and effectiveness of this restriction, and second, what companies should pursue. I'll move on to my first question. Well, as I said before, even after this motion is passed, and there is the restriction of those advertisements, well, companies can still sell the products, and they will not bankrupt, and they won't get any benefit, and they will still get benefits. Well, what companies should pursue and what companies should aim for is the adults, not the child. Well, the person who actually buys the product and person who actually consumes is the adults, not the children. The real consumer behind the children is the adult. And what should companies do is to provide better quality of products, to the citizens, and not those products which have better designs and only products only considered including logos and containing those tiny logos. And I will now explain how restriction of these advertisements and these tiny logos can actually benefit the company and consumer both. Well, what consumers buy and what others look at the products is the quality of the products, not the logos. Well, they might look at logos if the qualities are same and in the comparison of the products. But if they are going to buy a single product, they won't look at the others won't look at the designs or the logos including like photos or those kind of things. Only the children look at those logos, they won't look at the quality of them. Okay, consumers have rights. They have rights to buy safe products, or they have rights to buy safe products, and children lacking decisions. As our deputy prime minister stated, children lacking decisions. They don't have knowledge, and they don't know which products have better quality. They they only look at the logos. And what companies should do is companies should provide them the children to buy. Companies should provide the rights of children of them to buy safer product. And move on to second clash, which is what companies should pursue. As I said before, the by restriction of these advertisements doesn't mean that companies will get bankrupt and won't get any benefits. Advertisements should be provided to those who have ability to make those rational decisions and those who know what is better for them and those who know the consumer rights. By these reasons, our society needs this restriction of these advertisements, and companies should not pursue these kind of things, and they should not aim the children. So therefore, I believe that government should take this over. Thank you.
The speakers spoke for 6 minutes and 25 seconds. Now let's invite the opposition whip to the podium.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the whip of the opposition side. Under the motion that we are debating about, I first recap our arguments and then analyze this debate into two clashes. Firstly, the companies have right to advertise their products. Advertising doesn't harm others, and restricting the companies from advertising is violating their rights, and it cannot happen in this democratic society. Secondly, this motion is unnecessary. Children at those ages must be fascinated to surrounding things, and it is a natural thing to happen. Though this motion doesn't really needed for our society because there is no problem in current era, and though we really want to change something, just filtering products will help them more. And lastly, restricting advertising targeting children will ruin companies and finally decrease the society's profit. Now I'll explain the two clashes and talk about why our arguments are more important. The first clash is about what is the advertising for. The government said that the advertising is to give information to consumers. They claim that it is the companies should provide the exact truth, and the advertisings are not always telling the truth. It is true that advertising is to give information to consumers. However, what they are missing is that the companies advertise for themselves. The companies are private industries, and why should they advertise for others? Require companies to advertise for others' profits is against this democratic society, and the company has the right to pursue their own profits. When we activate this motion, which is very ineffective, only companies will have disadvantages. We shouldn't let the companies to get limited in their working, and therefore we strongly oppose this motion and win in this clash. The second clash is about final consequences. The government said that the advertising is harmful to children, and they claim that the children will be attracted to the product and may want to buy them. I don't know why that is a problem. Children and also adults must feel fascinated to something look interesting. It is a national action, and also even though we suppose that we have to ban people's fascination towards something, just restricting advertising is ineffective. Children's attraction toward products will not decrease anyway, and if they really want to reduce fascinating things, they should rather filter products, not banning advertisement, as we strongly support. When we ban advertising, the advertisement industry will have reduced on their profits, and they will have hard times. Also, the total profits that the society gains will decrease because the actions of the companies are limited. Who will support this motion when there are only negative backlash when it is activated? The children's fascination toward things what they want to ban will not decrease, and only the profits of the society will decrease. Why we should ban advertising targeting children, which as we violate rights of the companies and make negative backlash, even though the children doesn't get any effects because the products are still existing in the market. Our alternative model will be better if they really want to ban fascinating things, and therefore our arguments are more important. Ladies and gentlemen, do you really think we need this policy? To activate this ineffective, meaningless motion, we have to violate the company's right. We don't really have any problems, and it is unnecessary to restrict advertising. Anyway, the products exist, and if they really want to ban this kind of actions, they should rather choose our alternative model. Thank you.
The speaker spoke for 5 minutes and 3 seconds. Now let's invite the opposition reply to speak.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we have proven during our speech why our alternative model is better than just simply restricting those advertisements. First, the government side's policies completely against so many people's rights, as we have said in our arguments. First, as I said in my speech, it is against the company's rights. They have rights to freely do their marketing in order to pursue for their benefits. We must not restrict just because of children. It is against the basic principle of democracy. However, in our model, it doesn't violate companies' rights. Rather, it urges the development of the companies because it can make companies to make other products that doesn't mislead students, mislead children, but they make products that are beneficial to those children, and that is why that is what the government desires. Therefore, we believe that our opposition side model is more effective. Also, between the opposition and the government side, we mainly discussed whether this policy is against the children's choice. The government side just repeated that because children can be misleading, and therefore they are forced to make decisions that they do not want. And the government deputy prime minister has kept saying that in his argument. However, it is completely wrong, and it doesn't make sense, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think that choices to kindergarten students by the government side's beautiful logic? It is a concept which are forced by other people. However, those kindergarten students who are making decisions to buy something because they want, that is not the thing which companies force them to. And that strange opinion from the government side is what that strange opinion is what the government side claims. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to clarify you again that children, especially kindergarten students, make choices because they want. It is not because they are forced by other people. Everyone clearly knows that because you're ones to try, ladies and gentlemen. That is why we believe that our alternative model is more reasonable and effective than the government side's policy. This is why the opposition side believes that we took this debate home. Also, I want to ask you the government's whip. They just keep saying that children choose what they want to buy because of logo, and they do not consider the quality. However, as everything has low quality, they have low logos. No, Ladies and gentlemen, that is just assumption, and I believe that the assumption from the government side is ineffective unless the government side come up to this podium and proves that products with logo has low quality. We believe that the government side do not understand our argument properly. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no need for us to limit companies' advertisement. It just worsens the economical situation as file as people's right. Therefore, we want you to propose to our team's argument. Thank you for listening.
The speaker spoke for 3 minutes and 34 seconds. Thank you. Now let's invite, last but not least, government reply.
Ladies and gentlemen, the government team strongly believe that the advertising these days are not actually giving more harms than benefits. And we also believe that today's motion can actually solve this problem, and that's the reason why we are here. To support our arguments, we have two strong arguments. First, I talked about the real purpose of advertising. Secondly, we talked about how advertisements can harm the children. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the purpose of advertising is not to attract consumers in order to earn a lot of money. The purpose is to provide information, not lying. On the other hand, the opposition team keeps stating that advertisements can actually help children to fulfill their curiosity. However, we clearly stated that advertising are giving more harm than benefits, and we clearly showed what kind of harms will be influencing children. Though the opposition team failed to prove why the advertising is only way to fulfill children's curiosity. Furthermore, we are still curious if it is really right and more important to harm children's rights to get true information by exaggerating advertisements in order to benefit companies. In addition, advertising is not the only method of attracting consumers. Mr. and Madam Speaker, ladies and gentlemen, we believe that the only very tiny logo at the very bottom of the advertisements is not enough, and to warn the consumers that the products can actually different with what was showing consumers that the products that can be actually be different with what is shown by the advertisements. Children are also one of the consumers. We also have equal rights to get true information. However, we strongly believe that advertisement is even more harming the children's rights, since they are now relatively don't have ability to decide. They relatively don't have ability to decide compared to adults. And we strongly believe that today's motion can finally solve today's society's problem. And since the government team did a better job in proving arguments, we support our opinion. Thus, we strongly believe that we should take today's motion to the House. Thank you.